Good afternoon and welcome to Graham Road, home of the Aspley Hornets. It's the opening round of the Bond University QAFLW and we're on the new home of the Bond University QAFLW and it is Clutch TV. My name's Jeff Neumann and I'm joined by Daniel Viles. Daniel, great to be back at the broadcast with you.
The longest off-season in the history of Australian football anywhere in the country, I think, has just completed. It was something like 280 days. We're finally back, and we're not the only ones excited about it. Normally it's the umpires who lead the teams out onto the field. Aspley were out here about 3 or 4 minutes before they normally come out. They are ready to go. Coorparoo didn't trail them by much.
No, everyone's keen, including us, and it's an exciting time. It's a new era in the Bond University QAFLW, and we're pumped to be back. As we said, it's the opening round. It's the Aspley Hornets taking on the Coorparoo Kings, and I guess it's an opportunity for both teams to get on the front foot right from the get-go and get those 4 premiership points to kickstart the new season. So, Daniel, we might let's look at the home team up first, and it's the Aspley Hornets. They've had a few changes over the off-season. They've brought in a few players from interstate, and just looking at their warm-up before, geez, their possession disposal by foot was looking elite, and they're on song.
The coach in you was impressed, I could tell. They were training right here in front of us, and there was a precision this year that we didn't really see last year. I think it also helps that Aspley is starting to gain a reputation as a destination club. I think people like the setup here. People are attracted to it. Probably the 2 big names from the QAFLW that have come to the Aspley Hornets this year. One is a premiership player. That's Rachel Vetter, who played in the forwards last year alongside Dakota Davidson and the like, and I think 16 goals last year for the Red Lionesses. She's made the move north, just felt like a change. There was nothing she was running from or running to, but Aspley is the new club for her. Secondly, Abby Hewitt. From the Lions Academy, many considered her unlucky not to be drafted last year, but she's made the move from Wilston Grange to here. We know her best as an on-baller, and we will see her rotate through the middle today, but she's actually been named in the forward pocket, and Coach John Taylor really does like the idea of playing her as the small forward alongside the big bodies, people like Michaela Campbell.
They're an exciting outfit, that's for sure. We're looking forward to seeing what the Hornets show us. We know they started last season, the first month, on fire, and 3 on the trot it was, and let's see if they can keep that momentum going. It's the opening round, so anything. But let's swing around to the other end of the ground, and it's the Coorparoo Kings. They've won quite a few premierships in the Bond University QAFLW, but like most teams, they've had a little bit of change over the off-season, but one really big notable change, and that's the coach.
It's a new era. Michael Hewitt, you can't fault his coaching credentials at Coorparoo. 5 finals appearances out of 5, 3 grand finals, just the 1 premiership, but I think it's a very hard pass mark if you criticise him for that. Rebecca Randazzo. Perhaps a surprise as the first ever female coach of Coorparoo. I think for a long time we just assumed that Emma Zielke would take over at some point, but Rebecca Randazzo, having spoken with her, she is a force of nature, and it's not that she necessarily thought there was anything wrong with the way things were done of old, but she actually went through a formal exit interview process with the team last year, asked them what they wanted, and has made sweeping changes, bringing in psychologists, nutritionists, and really, apart from one retiree and a couple who have gone back to round ball football, no one's left. The buy-in from the players has been extraordinary.
Is there anyone that you're really looking forward to seeing have a kick today, Daniel, for the Kings?
I think for the Kings, the one who I'm told has really grown as a player over the off-season is Macy Brown. In fact, she's grown so much she's assumed the number 1 jersey for Coorparoo this year. She's been a Lions Academy player, graduated from that now, but she and Beck Randazzo sat down at the beginning of this year. They worked out a few goals, they worked out what they had to do, and I'm told that she has not missed 1 step since. So her commitment has been such she's now in the leadership group for Coorparoo.
And talking about leaders, I'm really excited about Sally Young coming back into the Bond University QAFLW top-tier team. Just a royalty, I feel, of the competition. Been around for a while, a favourite daughter at Coorparoo, and just a natural leader is Sally Young. So looking forward to seeing her play. That's enough about the teams from now. Let's swing out to the men and women in green in the middle. And it's the umpires, and it's not just exciting for the players, but exciting for our officials. So who's out in the middle today, Daniel?
Our two field umpires today, Kai Pendlebury, who you'll see in the number 16 shirt, and Willem Kennedy, who hasn't been given a number yet, but I'm sure he'll earn his stripes very quickly. On the boundary, you'll see Madeline Lum and Andrew Barnes. And in goal, we have Elizabeth Smiley and Jessie Vick in lime today. And
it's a shout-out to our umpires and anyone out there looking to get into umpiring. We do have a shortage across the country at the moment, so if you're looking to keep fit, give back to the game, maybe earn a bit of cash on the side, head to umpire.afl and join in the fun today. It's looking at the conditions, Daniel, and just on that far side, it's a menacing looking cloud that could be coming through, but we're of the belief that it will push past us, and hopefully we'll have dry conditions. But at the moment, it's a balmy 23 degrees, if you want to call it balmy. It's a little bit humid, and we've got a bit of an easterly blowing across the ground. It's probably died off a little bit. It's quite still here at Graham Road, and it's probably not going to favour too many ends, either end, I should say, at the moment. But never know. It can change pretty quickly as we're going to have our first coin toss of the year. But hopefully, just looking at the forecast over the next couple of hours, we might get a couple of mils of rain towards maybe half time, and that's the weatherman in me. So
yeah, I'm not sure whether that's meteorology or blind optimism there, Jeff. But
that might just be reading the weather app, to be honest. But
just to look at the coin toss at the moment, we actually have two premiership captains out there. Looks like Courtney Daniak's one, and she's elected for Aspley to attack the northern end of the ground, the Graham Road end, which is to the left of your screen. But Daniak, captain of Woolston Grange in 2018. Sally Young, captain Coorparoo to a premiership in 2019. They've both been there, done that.
One to keep a lookout for. There's leaders, there's veterans, there's experience, there's newcomers. It's the Bond University QAFLW competition, and it's going to new heights in 2022. Where thanks to our new broadcast partners, Clutch TV, and of course Double Take, producing all of this as well, and it's absolutely sensational. So you get to comfort your home wherever you're watching on the big TV at home, and get to nestle in and watch the Bond University QAFLW. Daniel, I like to do this, and it might be a new season, but we're only about 2 minutes away from the bounce. But who's your pick and why?
Yeah, I was afraid you'd ask me that. So, look, with the two teams I see on show at the moment, there's a lot of talent in the Aspley side, but to me a lot of it's new, whereas Coorparoo looks a bit more settled. And I feel that particularly in the second half of the match, I think that's going to show for Coorparoo. And so ultimately, I can see them winning by, let's say, 12. But I think we're going to see a cracker of a game. How about yourself, Jeff?
Oh, I love to sit on the fence. I'm a classic fence sitter, and it's going to...
You do this to me every year, Jeff. What's going on?
I know. I like to set you up and then just hide away. Coorparoo by 5 points.
Okay.
Yep, that's mine. After the siren kick to win it.
I don't think Aspley had a horror year 2 years ago where they didn't win a game. That side's dead. This Aspley side is tremendous. I'm really looking forward to see what they bring to the 2022 Bond University QAFLW.
So we're not too far away. Players are just taking their final positions. You'll hopefully enjoy the broadcast thanks to Clutch TV and, of course, our partners, our naming rights sponsor, Bond University. Here's the start of the Bond University QAFLW season, and it's Aspley taking on Coorparoo as both rucks go at it to kickstart things. It's just going to come out towards the broadcast side, and there's the experienced Young just trying to get a handball, follows up, and we might have a stop play. The umpire says no, play on, so it's just at the bottom of the pack at the moment. Just everyone's held their positions, Daniel, at this contest. Just the forwards and defenders at both, just keeping it nice and clear, which is not too bad.
And you can see the intent as Lingard into this second ruck. Comes out to Young with the educated left foot. Through clean bowls Katasis, which will give Taya Oliver an opportunity at right half forward. Her debut in first grade today. Macy Brown couldn't hold on to it. Daniak. Hand pass to Chesterfield. That wasn't the intention. Katasis. Back again. Running through the middle is Ayla Fraser. Up towards centre half forward. Good intervention from, there might be Hayley Moore, out through Lingard on the right-hand side, and she'll clear.
So now just at the outer side. First to it's going to be Coorparoo, and that was Shiner. Just on their half forward, what can Aspley do here just to try and clear this footy? It's a hot one, as you can imagine. Opening round of the Bond University QAFLW. So here go the Hornets, and that is through Kawa. Just going to send it up towards centre wing, but just sitting underneath that one there was, I think that's Evans out on the far side. Blue it is, my favourite colour. Blue now just sends it up towards half-forward flank, just on the out. Miller couldn't quite take that one, so now it just spills. And both players at it, but the boundary's going to beat them all.
Blue playing a little bit higher. We know he was a fullback last year, but Randazzo's looking for Blue. Laura Blue. That's the last time I'll call her Laura this year, by her request.
So plenty of numbers around this contest. You could, just about everyone's in that quadrant of the ground. Just about throw a blanket over them, if you like to say.
First blanket of 2022.
That's right, you have to. T's got to front position then, and it's just going to create another stop play at the moment. It's not really a stretch contest at the moment, but I guess that first goal really opens up the first game of the season.
Chloe Dower beaten in the ruck on that occasion, but some good work by Kawa, who's been involved early. As the possession is contested, not very clean. Fraser, her outstretched limb, wasn't able to hold on to it. Young, who's known for getting into space, but she's been tied down very quickly today. Brown up towards centre half forward. Genuine marking contest. Lanigan does well. Chased out to the side, socced through. Being chased backwards. Some good work. Some excellent work by Makisha Muller up from Maroochydore. Put it on the boot. That'll be out on the full, but that is the kind of intent that the new recruit for Coorparoo, Makisha Muller, can bring to this Kings outfit.
So the Hornets with the work to do now in their left back pocket. Just going to play a bit of taunt there maybe, so I'm going to go that way, but actually I'm going to send it up towards the broadcast wing. Diving effort there from Brown, as the footy's just a little bit up and under. It's probably gone higher than it's gone further, so now just trying to dish out. Daniak couldn't quite tap that one cleanly, but that might be why, because it was a throw. So now it's going to be a Coorparoo footy, and that's Chesterfield. Just weighing up her options. Chesterfield now has one. Just going to send it towards the pocket, so it's a good old-fashioned 2-on-2 there, and a nice work by the Hornets defenders. Again, it's really a lot of numbers around the contest, which we know happens in the opening round, but geez, it is congested, and you just need a player like maybe it's Muller for Coorparoo or Daniak that can just try and open it up.
Or Evans, who's just entered the contest in number 27. The throw beats everyone. Lanigan showed the bravery to get to it. We have our first conga line of the year as the walking tackle, which results in the whistle. So we've got the blanket and the conga out of the way early. Let's begin the season. Good work from Lingard, getting over the top of Dwyer from Canberra. Abby Hewitt misses the first possession. Hewitt back into the contest, brought to ground well by Shiner. Skews out the back towards the left-footed Bosco. Looks left and finds Joe Miller playing in the centre of the ground. Miller will look left as well. She had Hannah McLaughlin, who takes a good diving catch as she has it at left centre wing. Just overcooks the kick, and going through the middle there was Charlotte Mullins. Lingard not quite able to hold on to it. Gets it back to Katatis, and she clears, but not completely effectively. McLaughlin looking for it on the ground. Big bump on Daniak. And the free kick will go to Aspley to relieve some pressure.
Head over footy, you're going to be rewarded if you're first at it. So Daniak's just going to attack and go right up the highway, but it's got a couple of Kings to contend with. I can count 4v1 there, but here come the Hornets just buzzing around this contest, looking to clear it out just with a little bit of a handball then. So that's Mullins, just up and under towards the left half forward flank. There's a little bit of spits come across Graham Road at the moment. Aspley looking to hit the scoreboard first. A little bit high, says the umpire, so it's going to be Brie McKenzie's football.
Lucky there. Chesterfield had a wrapped up in a blanket.
McKenzie sends it inside, forward 50. Player over the back, couldn't quite get on the shoulders, just trying to get through. Nice wrap-up tackle there by Shiner. And the umpire says, hey, that's holding the ball. So it's Coorparoo's on their half-back, and it's going to be 50 as well.
A little bit sloppy. I'm not actually surprised to see a 50 given for incorrect return this early in the season. But Callista Jane Shiner in the pink headgear, very noticeable. Now a graduate from the Suns Academy, but showed a lot of skill in defence for the Kings last year. Now in her second year in the top flight. And as I talk her up, she scuffs a kick. Heads out towards, well, eventually it's Kara on the right, completely dispossessed Muller. As a floater comes in front of the commentary box. Shiner just watched it go through the mitts. Young, underneath to Hargraves. Hargraves finds Chesterfield. Dropped the ball cold, and that's good intent from Aspley, as it will be Lilu Hung on the left wing.
Hung now is just going to go on the inside. He's going to take the game on. Don't mind it, but you need to be precise in that situation. Here goes Miller. Just handballs up over the top to Feta Hadjic, as that footy's just going to be held up on the half-forward flank. As just if you're going to go inside, make sure you hit it. And you've got to show that bit of intent with that kick, Daniel, as we've got our T's and Sorry, Tees and Lingard going at it. The football just spills out towards the outer side. Boundaries flirting, able to keep it in. Not quite, so that'll be 4 runs if it was another sport. But let's throw it in, please. A boundary umpire.
So Coorparoo probably with the better of territory so far in this match. I don't recall an inside 50 for Aspley. And yet Coorparoo haven't really threatened the goal either. Tees found that land inside her. Bit of a bump, Emma Lendrum. But it will be taken by Rachel Vetter in the middle of the park, playing much deeper than we've seen her. Looking for options, doesn't really have anyone in space. Daniak's looking for it, plays the dummy around. Superb play from Vetter. Blue went for the punch. Bit of volleyball in the middle. As Blue's second effort was there, the umpire's letting it go at this stage. Vetter in again with a second effort, tried to milk the free kick and it worked.
Milking done well. Vetter won't miss her in those orange boots. Maloney, lucky. At least she was polite and handed it back. So here's Vetter now. It's going to try and send it as deep as possible. The kick's not as penetrating as she would have liked. Send it up towards a 2-on-1 at centre-half forward. Maloney there, maybe stripped of the football. Umpire says play on. Maloney says, I just want to get it out of here. But a little bit of a toe poke forward. A rare inside 50 for Aspley at the moment. It's a game played between the two arcs, if I'm honest. So Vetter with all the wheels. Handballs back to Williamson. Just trying to link up via hands. Lingard on the outside, able to get it on the right boot. Outside step, Burrell, don't mind seeing that one, Daniel. 65 out from goal. Here go the Hornets. Send it in as long as possible. They just need it over the back. Campbell needed a bit of a foot race, but nice pace there from Blue. Blue's going to get the clearing kick and send it out towards Young.
Blue on her left foot there. That's her weaker foot, and I've still seen her send it 40 metres. As Young has it on the left, it fell short of Joe Miller. Now at Coorparoo from Redland Victoria Point. Puts the tackle in. Blues play Kawa. Again busy. Not the cleanest kick, and Blue will take it rather easily at left halfback and then slows it down, which we haven't really seen any of. And we're past halfway in the first quarter. The first eighth, if you will. Plays left, lands in no woman's land. As Mullins wraps around. Doesn't really have a target in mind. Campbell taken from behind by Blue. And there will be a ball up at right half forward, Aspley's perspective.
Campbell's getting dangerous for Aspley, but just needs to probably just look at that one lead there and then come back on the inside at the moment. Blue's got it covered, and Blue's one of the best defenders in the Bond University QAFLW. As it's just a little bit scrappy out in that half-forward flank for Aspley. But the umpire says it's in the back, so they won't mind this at all. So it's Hewitt now with the footy. Just needs it to open up. A few options come at her forward, and they do. Just lowers the eyes. The kick just misses, but it might come off. But no, it won't. It'll be cleared by the Kings, just back where it came from. It might be a game of foursy backs. As it's just stripped of the football then was Kawa. So Young, the experienced Young. Put that in the same sentence. Just out on the outer wing now. It's a 2-on-2. Just need to soccer it off the ground. Kings now just need to pick it up nice and cleanly. Miller's there. Isn't able to. Football's just spilling through. Hornets with the answers. Send it up towards back into attack. It's in their front half now. Just trying to step around a couple. They do that. So here goes Aspley. Looking for another inside 50. The tide's just turning a little bit for the Hornets. Just need a clean possession. Needed to go football, but went player. Very silly there by Aspley.
Yes, Mullins just taking Charlotte Howard out of the contest. Howard in the blue headgear from Mount Gravatt, part of the Lions Academy. Heads towards the captain Young. Why wouldn't you? Not able to hold on with some good contested possession. And just a little bit eager there from Elise McNiven. As Coorparoo will have a free kick at, let's call it left centre wing. Young looked for the lead and taken well by Megan Evans in the middle of the park. Normally on the wing, pushed inside this year.
The forwards are coming out, creating options. There might be one over the back. They just need a clean possession. And over the back is Oliver. Just needs to go. Has now. Things are just slowed down. Front position. Oliver with the football. Probably a little bit too far out. Lowers the eyes. Lovely. Comes out. Couldn't quite stick. Aspley with the numbers. Oh, just pickpocket all the way through. It's no advantage. Umpire says come back, please. Thought we had our first goal of the season with Wynn.
Chelsea Wynn had almost started the ripcord there on the old Noah celebration, but no, some good defence from Aspley. Holly Monaghan, bench player for the Team of the Year last year. Inside then outside, then a floater, and taken very strongly by Isla Federhugic. Let's call it centre half forward. Has Oliver to the right. has Fraser further to the right, but puts it back up towards the centre box. Wasn't able to be taken by Dwyer, and then it's wrapped up with a tackle there from Williamson, formerly Ashley Hales. Now Mrs. Williamson, technically on debut.
Stoppage, 25-30 out from goal. Plenty of numbers, Kings and Hornets around this football, trying to clear it out. Brown just handballs off the deck. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards, I say. But the Hornets have got the answer, so they're just going to make it a bit of a chaos ball into their front half at the moment. It's a 1-on-2. Maloney might be there first, couldn't quite take it cleanly. And looking to kick off the ground. Probably need to elect it to pick it up. But the Hornets, right thing. What can they do here? They send it inside forward 50 through McNeven. Just over the back now's Hung. Just shrugs one off. Says, I'll try and kick it through. It's a behind.
Lilu Hung. I think she's still 16. I think she's still eligible for under 17s. And the eyes lit up there. Coorparoo had about 4 chances to clear on that occasion, and the ball kept coming loose. Aspley, to be honest, didn't structure their attack all that well, but they kept at it, benefited, and in the end, scored the first point of the match. It's taken, 12 minutes?
Roughly 12, yeah.
12 and a half. So Coorparoo, with the first restart, fell through the arms of Vetter, and she concedes the free kick. It will go to Megan Evans. Chesterfield creating space on the right. And some good defence from Katadas, just make sure that they're not able to advance.
So it's conditions not too bad now. Thought it might have started a spit before. Or maybe that was just you, Daniel. I'm not sure.
It's round 1, Jeff. We've got a long season to go.
Let's have a look at this. Just a spare Coorparoo player at the front of this contest.
It's Fraser.
That's Fraser, but now it ends up being the spare in Muir. Good heave-ho by the umpire. Out the back. Coorparoo up towards centre half forward. Few numbers streaming through, and they do it. It's Macy Brown. Daniak's going to run it down. Nice work by the skipper. Daniak's going to play on, just need to go. They've got a little bit of momentum now, so they do want to swing it their way. Numbers at this contest, just falls through. Just couldn't quite get that one out then was Vetar, and it is a throw. So it's going to be in the hands of Coorparoo now.
Aspley away there. Daniak may have just provided our first nomination for the Xena Sports Tackle of the Year as well. It's a new initiative this year in the Bond University QAFLW. But AFLQ will be selecting a tackle of the week each week, and I think Courtney Daniak's just put her name in the running.
That's right. Keep checking out the official QAFL and QAFLW Insta and Facebook. Is it up towards centre half forward now, Daniel?
Feta Hugic got herself in space, taken over Emma McKenzie's number, and she's playing just as tall. Gets it in towards centre half forward. Monaghan, I thought, had a mark. It's gone through. I don't even know if that came off a boot. Macy Brown has goal snuck in the manner of old. It's a new year, but the same kind of goal for Macy Brown. Once again, no idea how she got her foot to it. It had just fumbled over the back. For a moment, I thought Monaghan had it in her hands. Clearly not. Coorparoo has the first goal on the Clutch TV coverage in 2022.
I don't know how Macy Brown did that, but Macy Brown does things that others can't and was just able just to sneak that one through. A little bit of a roly-poly, and they get the lead, and they're out by 5 points now.
She did that a few times last year. If you hang around Emma McKenzie, then you tend to get a lot of crumbs, and there were a number of goals she scored like that last year with just 0 preparation time. Bang, 6 points.
An exceptional young talent. Aspley to respond now. It's a close one. It's only 5 points, but nice goal there to Macy Brown. She's able to lay a tackle as well. Maloney's got a bit of pressure as she's kicked. Just out in front of a couple of players, and the player that's going to is Meg Muir. Muir just needs to dance around one. Able to do that easily to Oliver. Just up and under. They'll do. Muir, umpire says play on, please. And it's going to be dangerous, or in the back at least. I shouldn't say dangerous. So Muir now with the footy. A little bit too far out to score. But just needs a few forwards to start moving ahead of her, and there's not much movement. An option does come, but just ignores that one. Just enjoying the sun here at Graham Road at the moment as Muir sends it inside forward 50 now, just over the back. Doesn't quite hit a target. Here's Oliver. Plenty of pace. Hits it hard. Full pout. Needs to put it on the right boot. Does. Sneaks it through. It is. Oliver kicks one, and they go back to back.
We first came across Taya Oliver as a ruck in the Development League Grand Final last year. We named her as Coorparoo's best on ground, second best on ground overall. I later found out that was her 10th game of Aussie rules. I think she's now up to her 12th at most. That is the athletic ability that excites the Coorparoo faithful, that excites Rebecca Randazzo, why she started her in the QAFLW. so far this year. And Taya Oliver, QAFLW debut, first ever Bond University QAFLW goal. Congratulations.
Yeah, great goal by Oliver. Just hit the pack hard. Just hit it hard and kept going forward under momentum. Aspley have got all the answers, but as soon as they get to centre-half forward at the moment, that's where they seem to be breaking down, and that's where the Kings are just doing their attacking from. So just one of the 5-6-5 rule. And
Joe Miller getting caught out there.
It looks like it's potentially a midfielder that's missing. So, hey, we'll play one down, but we might put an extra up forward. So just one warning to start with. Rucks resume their battle. It's an 11-point lead at the moment to Coorparoo. Young's there, just maybe in the back. The umpire agrees. Aspley now, and that is Hewitt, right in the middle of Graham Road, weighing up her options. It's going to wheel and go. Send it towards true centre half forward, but it's all Coorparoo at the moment. They need a few numbers around this contest. And the umpire's got a free there, so it's not holding. It's going to Ledrum. Ledrum now would have to kick it from about 52, 53. I'm not sure what the pre-season's been like, but maybe just a little bit too far out. Sends it long towards the hot spot. Just needs a mark. Couldn't quite pull that one in. Then was Campbell. Up and under towards the pocket. Bed's there. So's Blue. And that's probably a win for Aspley. They can try and lock it in.
And Vetter with the shot in the end, once again, straight onto the boot once she got it. She provides a very different target up forward from Michaela Campbell. I'm looking forward to their combination this year, with, of course, Abby Hewitt rotating through that forward role as well.
Tees couldn't quite tap that one out. Wraps up straight away. Mullins. Football's about 40 metres out from the Hornets' goal. It's just fought under pressure type footy at the moment from the Kings. Just trying to clear it out. They've done well to get it out to about 60, but the Hornets looking to send it back in through Hewitt, and the veteran Young is there as the skipper sends it to the outer side. Has an open option in Muir. Muir's just going to slow it down across the half-back.
So Muir at left half-back. Coorparoo dodging a bullet there. Dropped by Lanigan. I just wonder whether there is a little bit of water on the ball, because it wasn't me spitting before. It pops out as more chases after it. The handball underneath and cleaned up at the back by Muller. No one really able to take a clean mark. Katarsis goes straight through the middle. Again, just getting underneath it slightly was Hung. And Coorparoo just have the answers at the moment. On the left-hand side. Cleaned up at the back. Muir does well. Goes through to Miller. Miller finally looking for a clean target, but cleaned up beautifully at the back by Katarsis, who's been busy in the last few minutes.
30 seconds left of this first quarter. The Hornets wouldn't mind hitting the scoreboard, but maybe it's just enough time for the Kings. Hornets have got the other answers for that one. Campbell just between 2 and 1, knocks it out. Going through, the Kings sending up into their front half now. Not much time left. Here goes Muller. The Roo now King. Sends it inside forward 50. Laces it out. Just puts it in front. Can't quite take it cleanly. Knocked out of her hands was Chesterfield's. Got some numbers around the contest. 10 seconds left. What can they do in this? The dying stages of this first quarter sort of shoved her out of the way then. A little bit sloppy by Aspley. And it's going to be a Coorparoo footy. And that's Howard. Have to kick it from 52. Maybe longer. First barrel of the year. What do you think? Could this be a Xena impact moment? Let's have a look. Fresh Hemis. It's the opening round. Charlotte Howard after the siren. Sends it as long as possible, but no score. And it is quarter time here. Daniel, and an entertaining first quarter of the Bond University QAFLW clash at Graham Road. It is the Kings leading the Hornets at the moment.
And the goal scorers in that quarter, Macy Brown and Taya Oliver. I thought it was a very even contest, but there were two occasions really when I felt that the Aspley defence just got caught ball watching a little, and on both occasions there was someone from Coorparoo, firstly Brown, then Oliver, who attacked the ball at pace, and that's what made the difference. It was just two little moments in the quarter, and the scoreboard is as it is.
There's nothing in this game, nothing in it at all. As we said, it's been entertaining. It's had some Xena Sports big moments, but we might have a short break. Even the commentators need a break. It is the Coorparoo Kings up by 11 points at quarter time. John Taylor was cool, calm and collected at quarter time then, just with a really clear message to his players. It's only 11 points at the moment, but I liked his approach then, Daniel.
He's a very forgiving coach, and I'll expand on that actually. I've heard him tell his players there are no mistakes. He doesn't mean don't make mistakes. He means if you attack the contest, if you take the game on, I will never punish you if something goes wrong. And I think it's a wonderful approach to coaching, particularly with an Aspley side that has a lot of young players and even some older players who just need that encouragement as well. So, no, I like his coaching style. 2
straight, Coorparoo, just the one behind so far for Aspley. It's just dropped to 23 degrees. A little bit chilly for us Queenslanders, I feel. Just dropped a little bit, but humidity's up around 85% at the moment. So it's a nice Saturday afternoon right here on Clutch TV. Thanks to Bond University. This is the opening round of the QAFLW, and it's the Kings that have flexed their muscles early. They're up by 11 points, but I just got this feeling that the home team, the Hornets, might just buzz back into contention as that football just spills out of the ruck. Hornets just looking to go into attack. At the bottom of that was Hewitt, and Hewitt's been, it's Vedder, I should say, sorry. Vedder's been very busy early, but it's going to go with Tees from Coorparoo. Who's going to send it to the outer side. It's going to stay in the middle lane, though, as coming up at that football then was Muller. Football's just spilling out. Here's the skipper, and Daniak just skips around one, tries to handball up over the top. They're caught up a little bit. It's a little bit of a Coorparoo wall there at the moment. Brown was there, but now with the footy is Hung. Sends it up towards centre half forwards. A couple of barrels coming out at the moment. I wonder if Xena Sports are going to sponsor one of the barrels of the week. Daniak up over the top. Here they go. Just running inside. Forward 50. This is Hewitt. Just sends it over. Needs it to bounce. Rolls. And they respond straight away. 50 seconds and they've hit the scoreboard.
Welcome to Aspley, Abby Hewitt. What an absolute dream start. Firstly to her Aspley career, but secondly to the second quarter. Some magnificent play in the middle there. We saw that pass from Hung just to centre the ball. Created a little bit of chaos, but it fell to Aspley. Wasn't Daniak calm at centre half forward. Knew exactly what to do. Saw Hewitt just ahead of her. Created the space, and for all Bluey's pace, could not get back to rescue that one.
Seems Campbell's attracting majority of the defenders, and they're just getting some of their quick half forwards out the back, and it's a nice goal there.
As Lingard was able to get the better of that ruck. Some good work by Young at the bottom. We haven't seen her in space, but she's been getting involved in the contest as a good tackle. Will be rewarded with a ball up. Renee Tees gets straight back off the bottom, but loses out to Lingard. Through to Vetter. Nice hand pass through to Daniak. Daniak looking towards Campbell. Overcooked it. Blue drops the mark. I do wonder if there's a little bit of water on the ball. Pumps it sideways. She's got a lot of strength on that kick. It doesn't quite go out on the full. Maloney, excellent tackle. Keeps it in. Blue has to go in for a second effort, but the Hornets are there in numbers. And the call goes toward, there were calls for holding, but it will be a clearing free kick for Coorparoo.
Looking to come out of the defensive 50 now. 2-on-1 contest out there. Nice strength shown by Miller just to hold out one while she had another Hornet coming in. Puts it on that left boot up towards centre wing. Brown was the intendant. Missed. Now the Aspley at ground level just looking to go into attack once again. They've had the momentum. Nice body work by Vedder just to try and push her opponent under the football. Hasn't quite been able to take that one cleanly by the contest. Now we're starting to see all players, the contest sort of stretch out, Daniel. The structure is we've got forwards at both ends of the ground. They're really starting to open up here. Cooper have just got a spare player out in Maloney just over the back. So it's Muller, I should say, sorry, as Coorparoo through Young now.
As Hewitt should probably be congratulated for tackling anyone over the shoulder, as the mark is dropped by, that was Mackenzie over on the left, just socked through by Katasis. Brown sees it at ground level. The hand pass doesn't really go anywhere. Again, Mackenzie showing a lot of intent. Hung, hand passes back to Kawa. Good structure here from Aspley, getting it up towards centre half forward. Blue gets the punch in and then uses her speed to get forward, but there's numbers. Vetter in the orange, ducks underneath. She's got a little bit of space. The kick is smothered. Shiner does well at the back. He's under pressure from Daniak, the captain. Shiner holds on. Shiner showed very strong nerve in that situation and wins the free kick.
Well done by Shiner. A little bit too high. Hewitt just, Vedder, just asking the umpire, was it? Was it? Nice grab. Good contested grab. That was Mullins. Gonna wheel and go. Send it inside forward 50 where the pack forms over the back. Bit of body work. Maloney just tries to tap it out of there just around the corner. Here's Hewitt now on that right boot. It's just out to the right-hand side for another minor just to reduce that margin to 4 points, I should say.
Did you expect that to go through from Hewitt?
Yes.
She looked so balanced when she kicked it, just the radar slightly off. Rising star in the Bond University QAFLW last year. Lot of talent about her. Good mark from Tees. She does drop back from the ruck position and plays an extra tall in defence. That was touched in flight, I believe. Chesterfield does very well to get it on the half volley. Twists around Dower. Brown kicked it into the pack. And Muller didn't quite get over the boundary line. Kept in by McNiven. Waiting for it is Tees. Took on 3 tacklers. It's play on. Daniek found Hewitt inside. Hewitt's got a bit of space. Trying to set up Campbell. Fell through her arms, but it might be Vetter. Vetter, brilliant tackle. Absolutely brilliant tackle by Ash Maloney in defence. That's a tackle of the week and an impact play from Xena Sports. Ashley Maloney, take a bow.
Nice work by the former rugby league player.
Would you say it's 3 chances missed for Aspley this quarter, Jeff?
Absolutely. Nail on the head there. Hewitt's been a main contender in this quarter. Now Aspley looking to send it up through McNeven, but Maloney's playing a bit of a role of a goalkeeper at the moment. And we're going to have a stoppage inside forward 50. How about the work of young Abby Hewitt? It's already kicked one, or kicked their goal, I should say, but just popping up at the right time, just her inside work, outside, just a young talent.
Her understanding with Daniek's impressive already.
Always a good relationship to have is with the skipper on the field. We'll just out over the back. Daniak's lurking. Shiner just tries to get the boot to it. Just there now. Baird on that left boot. Just needs a few wheat bricks. Couldn't quite get there as Vetter's got a few to contend with. Maloney and Blue are there for the Kings. And they are able to get that one out. Nice work by Blue, but it's a little bit too far, and it's out in the car park.
It was nearly in Cabbage Tree Creek. If Blue gets onto one, that's where it'll end up. So is this too far out for a shot? Lilu Hung missed what she would consider a sitter in the first quarter. Elects to go to the hot spot. There's a call, and it will be a defensive free kick to Coorparoo. Another opportunity for hands in the back. Thank you. That's a 4th opportunity missed. Maybe Hung just had to go for that one. Confidence will come with age.
Very stationary ahead. A few pointing and directing. He's going to bring out broadcast side now. Front position. Front position is where you want to be for Crozier. Just worked her way to the front of the contest. Not a bad spot to do it. Hornets down by 4. Looking to get the advantage. Sends it towards the hot spot. Young was right in front. Here's Baird again on that left boot. Has she learned from the first kick? Just over the top. Blues playing role of goalkeeper. They've got a couple out there at the moment. Sort of just stopped on the ground, and I think the umpire will. Yes, they will. You just can't drop. You've got to show intent. And Blue might be a little bit sore as Blue does hop up. It's going to be a free kick now. And it's going to go to Campbell's. Let's see. Our first banana of the Bond University QAFLW.
They are wearing yellow.
Will she kick it?
Yes.
Steps around. Outside of the right. Sneaks it through. Don't even worry. As cool as you like. Campbell kicks one. And Aspley take the lead.
We should say all the scoring's been at that southern end of the ground, and yet it's certainly not wind-related. I think it's just confidence-related at the moment. Maybe they're kicking towards their own traders and staff, I'm not sure. But Aspley needed to make that one count. So important. They've had 5 or 6 inside 50s this quarter, and let's be fair, they've botched a couple. They've botched a couple of goals. But that one, and Michaela Campbell, she's been around a while, played in that Wilston Grange Premiership side back in 2018. Very calm, knew what she had to do, just backed her skill. But before that, lead up work. Crozier's mark here at right half forward. That set up that play. They've done well.
Tees and Lingard. 50-50 that one. Tees first to it though. Still dancing around in the centre circle at the moment. Baird's the under-18 Queensland players able to get the clearance. Baird sends it up towards centre half forward. Second grab. Yep, nice work there by Hung. Sends it now inside forward 50. Campbell's the intended target. It's going to fall over the back. Vetter puts it on the right boot. Can't quite speak to it enough, and it's through for a behind.
That would have been a classic Vetter goal, though. That's what she did for UQ last year. The number of times she stood behind the contest, ended up with the footy in it, and made something happen was extraordinary. Ash Maloney elects to go east on this occasion. It's a big thumping kick. On this occasion, the mark is missed by the Aspley half forwards. There's dancing around some beautiful work. I think that might be Miller, yes. Looked for Hargraves and just didn't get the middle of the hand with the hand pass. Lanigan missed the tackle. Back inside to Hargraves. Lanigan didn't miss that tackle. I thought you might have turned a 360. Crashing through Baird, who's been part of a lot of attacking raids in this quarter. Doing some work on the ground as it comes back to Young. And generally things settle for Coorparoo when Young has the ball. Evans drops it in the middle of the park. Aspley regained possession. It's been a very, very hot streak of possession for them. Evans got the hand pass away, but not convincingly. But ends up in the middle with Miller. Standing on her lonesome was Muller. Dropped the mark. Williamson's now back. Put a lot of pressure on Muller. Both ex-Maroochydore. Muller uses her speed. She could put some points on the board here. That's straight enough. Hits the post. Makisha Muller. Very, very close to really scoring against the play goal.
She zagged and zigged and put the afterburners on. What we know Muller to be doing in the Bond University QAFLW. Williamson with the kick in. Judy's now. Again, not too much movement ahead. Just going to have to send it long to where the pack is. Looking for Lingard. It's going to play and go. Up towards centre half forward. Campbell's the intended, but just sitting in the hole was Coorparoo. They've got a couple of plugs there, but Deniak, the skipper's been lively. Just toe pokes it forward though. It's towards Mullins. Just needs to pick up cleanly, but Hargreaves is there for Coorparoo. Handballing off the ground now. Plenty of numbers around it. Bodies just dive on and doing anything they can to stop the skipper Deniak. As it's a 2-point lead now to the home team. Red hot footy, Daniel. As they go at it, up and under. Campbell needs to talk to it enough. Yes! Yes, she can! Campbell's on fire.
What a quarter from Aspley. That's 2 goals in 4 minutes for Michaela Campbell. I was about to say, you mentioned Campbell as one tall who's attracting defenders. The other one, 16-year-old Lilu Hung, won the ruck on that occasion. But even further back down towards the 50, she was attracting defenders like flies as well. She's taken a couple of good marks, but again, took players out of the contest, which means when it came off her hands, there was space. Daniak used it. No Hewitt there on this occasion, but again, got the ball up, went straight to Campbell, and she got just enough boot on it, I'd say.
Oh. A warning here, just the 5-6-5.
That was Lanigan on that occasion.
Needs to get into the 50 very quickly. We'll just reset play.
Run, Morgan, run.
Campbell's on fire. That's all I can say at the moment. As Lingard just taps forward. Young's there able to shark it for Coorparoo, but Lingard follows up, gives it to Baird. Baird just sort of dropped that then. Very lucky. Coorparoo's able to swarm on that contest. And at the bottom of it is Baird tackled by Oliver.
Some young guns there. This is the 3rd time that Aspley and Coorparoo have met in round 1. And Aspley's won both times. Tackle over the shoulder and Young, who's capable of dropping the shoulder to win those sorts of free kicks, but didn't need to on that occasion. Gets it just past Daniak, looking for, that would have been Muir on the right. The mark dropped by Crozier, but falls to Coorparoo's advantage anyway. It's the tackle on this occasion called a throw by the non-officiating umpire, as Katatis will send it back in the middle of the field. There's Hung. We're talking about it. I have a feeling we're watching the beginning of a very good career here, Jeff.
Hung now. Sends as long as possible, gives it the old rooster up towards Campbell. She's on absolute fire at the moment, Campbell. Anything she touches turns to gold. Young's at the bottom of that pack. Just tries to swing a handball out, is able to. The clearing kick comes from McLaughlin. First to this ball's going to be Muir. Muir just handballs up now. So the Kings just doing their attacking on the outer side. And they've got a couple of numbers here, but they needed to hit their players as the Aspley's able to swoop in and just through Ledgerham, trying to get that clearing kick back into the guts. So that's Mullins. Mullins got an open player in Williamson. Williamson's got a little bit of a paddock, so she can run and carry. There's a player in front, that's where she goes. Nice little kick up in front, needs to be nice and clean here. Just a little bit of a tap to herself was Mackenzie. Mackenzie gets a Shepherd from Baird, just steps on the inside, steps through, 1, 2, 3. Just sends it inside forward 50, and that'll do. That's a 1%er. You'll be happy with that one.
We haven't talked much yet about number 34 for Aspley, Charlotte Mullins, but she has been in so much in the middle of the field today. Really good distributor. I'm not skilled enough to keep a possession count while we're commentating, But I really have liked the look of Mullins so far.
Our new partnership with Clutch TV, though, stats will be available post coverage. It's great. Broadcast partner of the Bond University QAFLW. Inside forward 50 for Aspley right now. Hong just tries to get out from here. It looked like a throw. Daniak couldn't quite take that one cleanly. Just out to about 15 out from goal, trying to dance around a couple. Tries to zig and zag. Handballs back in towards the guts. Here's Baird. Just dishes that up straight to Coorparoo. Daniak's able to get a hand in at the right time. Brown's there to clean up for the Kings, though. It's red-hot pinball football. 40 metres out, just pleads to the umpire, and that was Shiner saying, give me a free kick, please. Just on ground level. Someone needs to take it cleanly. It's the Kings just trying to clear it out, but it's going to come back in because Aspley's got the numbers at the contest. Send it up, but talk about numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 white jumpers around the footy then.
Meg Muir ends up with it. In the pink headgear, maybe it's just because we notice a lot more, but for mine, Shiner's been the best defender on the park so far this afternoon. Muir on the right-hand side again. The marking is improving in this match, and on that occasion, put up to centre half forward. As I say, it just dropped by Vetter in the key spot. Brown, slick handball, finds Dwyer. Dwyer doesn't get too much on it. Williamson slips through the hands. Dwyer again hit the ankles of Brown, not really to any great advantage. Williamson drifting forward. Dower gets a tackle on. That'll be a ball up between arc and square. The contest is heating up. It was Crozier before with the mark. Apologies for the lack of acknowledgement. As Evans gets in underneath. Heading back towards Lendrum. Coorparoo, Chelsea Wynn. Chelsea Wynn takes a bounce. Chesterfield's heading forward. The hand pass goes over the top. Chesterfield has a field. Back inside to Maloney. Maloney onto the boot. The goal umpire watches it sail over the head. The counter-attack from the Kings is special. Apologies, Makisha Muller scores for Coorparoo.
The Roo is now officially a king.
And, of course, once upon a time, the Coorparoo were known as the Roos, so really she hasn't changed clubs at all. And apologies for the misidentification, but we should have known that speed. The ability normally plays wide, but looks like she's playing more centrally today as Muller. And she's been impressive. Didn't hit the post that time, straight over the umpire's hat.
I'm not sure if it was Chesterfield. Oh, Chesterfield dished off the handball.
Correct,
I can't quite remember who was the player on the outside, but there's no way Makisha Muller is passing 30 metres out with an open paddock in front of her. Sit back and watch the show, I say. Coorparoo down by 2. It's been all Aspley, but that's a nice late goal in the latter stages of this second stanza. Umpire's picked out a throw there, so it's going to go Coorparoo's way. Brown with the football. A few options ahead. Just needs a clean kick. It's just over the back. Clean will do. Wynn couldn't quite take it. Wynn's got it now, though. And the umpire's there, sees the throw. So what can Aspley do with this?
It was Chelsea when he made the break before and gave to Chesterfield as well.
So it's probably Wynn that was screaming out to Muller. Daniak, nice. Very clean across half-back. Few options up on this broadcast wing. Baird is the intended, but Blue just in between a couple of Hornets. It's a 1-on-3. The one wins. The one wins. Nice work by Laura Blue. That's what she's one of the best defenders, not just in the air, but around the ground as well. Has an open teammate out in Meg Muir. Muir's just slowing things down slightly. It's just over 2 minutes left in this quarter. It's got Young just in front of the Old Faithful. Young's going to slow things down. Just waiting for a few options. It's fairly congested ahead. Just needs a clean target. There's no more precision type player than Young. Young kicks to Muller, our goal kicker. It's just going to go. She was always going to do that. It's going to send it as long as possible. Brown just needs to come up and bob between a couple. Able to get a hand in there. Evans just was a bit like a wrecking ball. Young v McNeven. Football just spills out. Hornets trying to come up through Baird. They're able to try to get a clearing kick on the outside of Johns, but it's back in the Kings. Baird working overtime. Baird's able to get a football to Vetter. And then Vetter handballed off to, looked like it was McNeven again, up towards half forward. Campbell was a wrecking ball then. Able to dish a handball off. Nice little forward kick by Air. Now it's a foot race, but the Kings are going to get there first. They've got the reinforcements, as they're able just to send it out wide, and that's through Fetahachi.
So Fetaha gets it right half back. Elects to stay on that eastern side. Ends up in space. Hewitt has Lendrum behind her, dancing from the former Western Australian, is Williamson. Over the top, just over the top of Air, who's becoming very involved in the last little while. Baird crashes through. Thought she was going to have yet another shot in the left foot. Blue misses it. That's fallen out the side. It's fallen to Crozier, but she's off target. Aspley's had the better of the quarter, and they have scored 3 goals to 1. You do wonder whether they should have really put it to bed. Well, no, too early to put it to bed, but really have made a dent in this Coorparoo defence in this second quarter.
Young Phoebe Baird, probably the one that's sort of turning the tide, just at the coalface somewhat, and the skipper Daniak's been good. Blue just slowing things down. 40 seconds left. Maybe it's not enough time wasting, as the umpire says, holding the ball. Muller doing it at both ends.
Let's say that's why I got confused before. But yes, Makisha Muller, possibly unlucky to miss out Team of the Year last year, but she's going to have a good year in the blue and white, I feel.
As just something, maybe, not sure what's there. Muller's just out the back. As just there, Muir takes the mark. Left half-back flank. Not long left in this second quarter before the long break. Muir's just going to slow things down. It's a 3-point ball game at the moment. It's the home team up. Muir plays role of conductor, sends it long. Got a good contest right in front. Strong grab. Nice grab by Monaghan. Sends it long, and the siren sounds. It was the Kings in the first quarter and Hornets in the second, Daniel. And I think, well, my view of that one was that it was young Phoebe Baird that really led the way and got them going at the coalface.
Once again, Aspley had a lot of young players last year who played in wide positions. Baird is almost a custom-made winger. She's been moving a little bit more centrally so far in this quarter, and you're right. It was one of those things where you'd see the contest, you wouldn't know how the ball had got to Aspley's advantage, and then the pack would clear and you'd see Phoebe Baird at the bottom of it. But I think the other thing that Aspley did well in that quarter was they used their height. They realised that Michaela Campbell is an elite mark and creates good crumbs. They started to bring Lilu Hung into the game a lot more, and that allowed the likes of Daniak, the likes of Hewitt, Mullins got very involved in that quarter as well. So Aspley, I think, worked out where their advantage was, and they got it.
How good was Michaela Campbell? Able to talk to the footy.
We didn't see her at her best in 2021. 2020 in a beaten side, she was often the focal point. Last year, good in the first half of the year, and then I think she was injured for a lot of the second half. But she is your traditional, classic, prototype full forward. Wonderful to see.
Now, Vetta's not a key forward, but do you think Vetta's taken a bit of pressure off Campbell, though? Because he's able to break those lines. There's a little bit of focus on the former Premiership, well, still a Premiership player, from the former UQ player. There's a bit of focus on that, just lets Campbell, still be that vocal point, but do you think there's a little bit of pressure relieved with Vetta up there?
Absolutely, and Hewitt as well, and also Daniak drifting forward. John Taylor, speaking to him before the season start, he said, we're just a bit smarter up forward this year. So while there was always a lot of pace in the Aspley forward line, now there's a bit of experience as well where Vetta, she's still pretty quick, but maybe not as quick as some of the young'uns. But my goodness, she knows exactly where that ball's going to fall. And the number of times she swept crumbs up in that quarter was instructive, I feel.
Well, an entertaining opening half here at the opening round of the Bond University QAFLW. Coorparoo Kings went bang in the first quarter, but then it was Aspley Hornets led by Campbell and young Baird that I thought came back, and they lead by 3 points. It is the long break. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back shortly for second half action live from Graham Road.
It's a 3-point ball game here at Graham Road, Carseldine, in round 1 of the Bond University QAFLW between the Aspley Hornets and the Coorparoo Kings. My name is Daniel Viles, and with me is Jeff Neumann. Jeff, we're seeing a match worthy of the occasion. Maybe there's a bit of rust on the sides, but it's a very close match at the moment. Both sides giving their all. What have you liked so far in the first 2 quarters of 2022?
Well, I like the way the Kings came out with a lot of intent and purpose in that first quarter, but then even more so, I love the way Aspley responded. And John Taylor, the coach, was very cool, calm, and collected at that break. And you could see that in the way they played. And Coorparoo were just a little bit, I don't know if scattered's the right word, but they were a bit chaotic. They were under pressure, and they weren't as clean as they were in that first quarter. So I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall then at halftime, just to see how the new coach Randazzo. There you go.
It's like pizza.
I knew Coach. I'd love to see how Coach Beck would have spoken to the girls. And no doubt, it would have been nice and calm. But they just need to be a bit more composed at the contest. They're getting a lot of footy on the inside, but it's that outside of that second quarter that, you're thinking of the swats from Daniak or Baird that were coming in at the different times, just to name a couple. But it's one that I think they just need to be a little bit more composed, just a little bit more of a wide release so that they can get that run back. And that's what they had in that first quarter, and they're able to sort of hit up on the those sort of half-forward lengths.
Coorparoo's defence at the moment, we mentioned before the break that Aspley worked out that if they use their height in the forward third, then they can get an advantage over Coorparoo. If you're coaching the Coorparoo defenders at the moment, how do you counter that? I mean, Shine is probably their main tool there, and they've got power with Blue. What do they need to do to counter the way Aspley's attacking?
Well, if I was going off the second quarter alone as a coach, I'm looking at it and I'm going, all right, maybe standing side by side with Campbell, these type of players is not the way to go. Maybe I need to do a bit more of a zone defence and just stand off and try and read that one, because what they're doing is from that view in that second quarter from where we are, it was Campbell was engaging in body contact. And then if you look at Vedder had a couple of shots, young Hewitt got in there as well. Hewitt was able to kick a sausage roll, but they probably just need a bit more of a zone defence. So I'm interested to see how both teams come out here. It's up to the Kings to respond, though it's only 3 points. So the way we're talking, they're down by a lot, but it's only 3 points, and it's a cracking game. But what's going to make it more interesting, Daniel, is the rain, the drizzle just starts to come down, and it'll make it slippery, that's for sure.
I think it already has been slippery in the first 2 quarters. We've seen a few marks go through the midst. Let's talk about Aspley's defence, because what Coorparoo did very well in the second quarter was counter-attack, and it was blistering on 2 occasions. Muller, I'll say that again, Muller was able to benefit from it on the second time. Does Aspley, is that just the price of the way they're playing, that they will get caught on the counter-attack, or is there a way they can stop that from happening?
Great question. It's one that I like the way that Aspley set up in that last quarter, that second quarter, the way that Williamson probably played the role of conductor and just allowed the players. I can see she's starting on the bench now though, but just able to set it up and play to their strengths. That they don't have a set back 5. It's rotating through with rotations and they're happy just to back each other in from the second quarter example alone. And the first quarter, Coorparoo seemed to be able to slice through a little bit easier.
We're about to see the effect that John Taylor and Rebecca Randazzo had on their respective sides. Aspley lead by 3. They're attacking the northern end of the ground to the left of your screen. The Graham Road end. Coorparoo heading towards Cabbage Tree Creek. This is the Bond University QAFLW on Clutch TV. Lingard gets the better of the first ruck. Kawa was held off the ball legitimately. Daniek almost socketed the ball into the head of Vetter. That would have been painful. Inching the ball forward, Kawa to Daniek, not the greatest kick. Shiner in there again, not 15, but it was still a tremendous effort. Hewitt around the side, back to Daniek. Daniek looking for Campbell. Went through the fingers, Blue. Blue's done well. She's also a soccer player midweek. It is a soccer game out there. McNiven sends it back the other way. They actually are both soccer players. Hargraves, I think, getting involved on the side. The slippery ball wins. But some intent from both sides early, but Aspley with the upper hand already.
Again, it's not as stretched out. A lot of players have been sucked into this contest, so the first clearance will just about come back in, as it's just a spare Hornet sitting out the back. Tease is able to get a nice little tap, not quite to advantage. Plenty of numbers. Brown's at the bottom of that one. Hewitt was there for Aspley. They're able to get a clearing kick out through Young, and that's Coorparoo's Young. But it's probably potentially going to come back in. Numbers around the contest once again. It's like a cake of soap. Drizzle here at Graham Road, northern suburbs of Brisbane. It was a beautiful autumn day. It's still quite beautiful. Chilly 21 degrees though. Holding the ball. Umpires are just over the top.
Matty Carwell with the result. No, the arm went up the wrong way. Which actually makes a lot more sense given what transpired. So Coorparoo with the play up the left that may have gone out on the full. So an error from the Kings. Of course, the slippery ball doesn't just play havoc with the hands. It can slip off the boot as well as Lingard looks inside. Daniak looking for crumbs, but it's Mullins again. She must be racking up the possessions. Into the hot spot. Campbell was charging, but it's now fallen to about 4 Kings players. Muir with the hand pass over the top. Vetter, Muir, Baird. Baird hand passes across. Kawa not able to get clean hands. It is slippery out there, and the players are just wrong-footing themselves as well. Brown clears, and now in space is Muller. Muller forward, looking for Federhugic. That may just fall for her. Hayley Moore against her old club, keeping Federhugic company. Federhugic slips over.
Oh.
And that was in the back. Federhugic will have a shot.
It's a fair call by the umpire. Just over the top of the footy. Got to be careful.
So Arla Federhugic on a narrow angle. First game since 2020 out with the anterior cruciate ligament injury, which seems to be an epidemic in women's Australian football, sadly. But she has a chance to get herself on the board. It's definitely gone to the right, but it will go through for a minor.
Interesting to see if they can lock this in now, the Kings. They've footy spent most of this opening quarter. It's only gone for 3 minutes down the other end, but see if Aspley are able to get it out easy. It's going to go do their attacking on the outer side. It's a 2-point ball game. Daniak's right up the middle. It's going to turn and go, the skipper. Does. Tries to use the player on the mark rule to her advantage. Sends it towards the centre of Graham Road. Numbers. Big pack forms. Kicking off the ground is Tees, but it's back to Daniak. Umpire says play on. Didn't quite go 15.
Must have been 14.99.
We'll have another stoppage. Tees gets a nice little bit of air. Muller's there, taps out towards Brown. Brown couldn't take it cleanly because Aspley's able to come up with the football, and it was through Hong as the football's just dancing around the centre circle. Now with the footy is McNeven, sends it out only as far as Pedrozzini, sends it up towards the half-forward flank. Looking to take this cleanly now is Lingard, just sort of handballs to herself. Able to get it back. Just trying to link up via hand, so that's Kawa. Now up towards Blue for Coorparoo, doing a little bit of mopping in these wet conditions. And just cooked that one a little bit too far. Out in the full. So you know what? Lingard, have another crack.
Lingard dropping back into fullback. Taylor talked pre-season about her becoming more of a key position player and less of a ruck. She's now playing the ultimate key position at fullback. That just dropped in front of Dower, who's played well already. Bursting through was Lendrum. Falls to... Might have been Wynn, but Aspley able to get it forward. Campbell looking for it. She's outside 50. Knocks it back. The ball is definitely slippery. Blue to Tees. Back to Tees. Inside into the hole. Meg Muir read that well. Beautifully brought down. Another tackle of the week contender, this time from Bree McKenzie.
Xena Sports. Sends it inside forward 50. Not Xena Sports, but the Aspley Hornets do. Oop, just up and over. Kawa just trying to get past her opponent. Coming up with the football. There's plenty of numbers there for Coorparoo, and it's Blue who's had all the answers. There's been a rock down back. Maybe in the back by Oliver, but the umpire says play on. Footy's just spilling. Lingard comes in with a big, get out of my way. Here go the Hornets now into their front half. And it's a bit of a wasteful kick. Blue can't quite take it on the third attempt. Very slippery, as Daniel alluded to before. Here's Baird. Just sort of spent that before she actually had it. Handballing now out towards McKenzie. There's Campbell. Can she turn something into nothing? Nothing into something, I should say, but it's holding the ball.
If I was on the field, I'd be turning something into nothing.
As Tees gets the free kick.
So Tees at centre half-back, which is her usual role, dropping back into that key position. Not the greatest kick. Baird, I thought, had that for a moment. It's behind McKenzie. McKenzie and Brown. The tackle slipped down to the legs. Brown tried to milk it. Needs to learn more of that from Sally Young. Beautiful play from Ayla Fraser.
Oh.
The tackle probably wasn't late, but it was fierce. Federhugic showing the skills. Gets it in towards centre half forward. Wynn's chasing. Lanigan needs to get the motor on. Does well. Chelsea Wynn does perfectly. Hits it forward. It's going to need a big leg break here. It got a little leg break and then eventually run through by Lingard. You can call that a rush, or Chelsea Wynn can take credit for it. Either has the same result.
Reduce that margin to 1 point.
The counter-attack's still on from Coorparoo. They don't need much.
Here they go now. Aspley just trying to clear it out. It's front position. Nice work there by Lendrum. Just able to get to the front. Just weaved around one. Sends it up towards the middle. Teases there to cut it off. Umpire says, nope, play on. Not quite a mark. Jeff Rowe, stick to commentating. As Evans couldn't quite get that one. Daniak's there, just needs to get it forward. It's going to do that. Oh, Coorparoo will need to nearly mop that one up. Maloney now does have those duties. Is able to clear it out. But an impact moment by Zenith Sports, maybe by Phoebe Baird. Is just able to knock Maloney off the footy. And it's going to be 50.
It's going to trip a few people up that are not moving on the mark this year. And Maloney, not sure whether she moved or just overbalanced, but Phoebe Baird, you could argue she deserves a goal with her industry so far in this match.
50 metres, just about point blank now. Slippery conditions, so it's not a gimme, but she's tried and she's tried and she's tried, and third time's a charm as Phoebe Baird puts one on the board, and they extend their lead out to 8 points. 7 points.
It's moving quickly in this quarter. It's been a wonderful match. Again, I say Aspley have an impeccable record over Coorparoo in round one of the competition. They've also never won at home. They've never beaten Coorparoo at home. This is a big chance today. Let's get back to Phoebe Baird, though. Named at half forward. The shots that she had in the second quarter, swinging round onto that left boot. I'm not sure how many left footers Aspley have in their forward line, and if it's not many, then Baird plays a doubly important role by giving them that extra point of attack.
An attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Just been around the centre contest. You can see her starting there now. Broadcast side of the centre circle with Evans, but has been elite, and that's why she's been named in the state under-18 team. Heading off to Nationals in a month's time. The footy's inside forward 50. Maloney and Daniak. Daniak in the pocket, just needs to pick it up. Tries to bulldoze through a couple. Football just needs to do a little bit of talking, but it's out in the full, Daniel.
Yeah, Crozier just got the last touch onto that one. Emma Lendrum, who kicked the winning goal in the 2020 QAFLW Grand Final, has now moved to Brisbane, but she won that ruck. It was a beautiful tap down to Hewitt, and everything flowed from there. So Coorparoo again trying to clear their 50. They head towards the far side, came off the shins of McNiven, and that will just be a good old vanilla boundary throw in at right half forward for Aspley's perspective.
Good old-fashioned one-on-one contest. Josie Hargraves is just by herself at the back, but proved me wrong straight away as the Hornets
Does Mullins picked her up?
Put a player on. So Maloney is just sitting out the back of this contest if they get a quick kick, but just down the far side is Abby Hewitt for the Hornets. Just pinballing around, looking for a clean possession. Tries to come up maybe in the back. The umpire says no. Let's have another stoppage. Repeat stoppages.
That last ruck contest was Young versus Hung. That's almost a mother and daughter contest. On that occasion, Lendrum won it, but Coorparoo got the clearance through Oliver. Comes out to Dower. Dower on the right-hand side, looking into the hole. Finds Hung. Hung doubles around. Hand pass to Daniak. Little step. Into the spot. The mark is taken. Rachel Vetter. Magical at UQ last year. Not at all, but can play like one when required.
Love the way that she just worked to the front of that contest, or to the side of it.
She's an intelligent player. Daniak will get the assist. And Vetter will get the goal. Game high margin of 13 points. The Hornets are on the charge.
Just the quick clearance from the centre. They go back to back. Daniak just keeps in line. It's not just Daniak. She was the one that was the key driver in that attacking raid, but just the way they're able to just keep the ball moving, and that's been the difference in the second quarter and now the third between the two teams. And in these wet conditions, you need to do that. You need to keep it moving, and they're doing that at the moment, the Hornets. So now it's on the Kings to respond.
It's not a day for pretty football, and yet it has been quite free-flowing. Lendrum again. She's tap-rucking incredibly well, very intelligently. Evans boots off the ground. Overrun by, I think, Miller. Hewitt through the middle, looking for Daniek, reads it well. Again, the slip, good pressure from Pedrosini. Kawa overruns it. Daniek is just looking for the football wherever it goes. Clean bowls through to Moore. Over the top, some good work by Fraser, then McKenzie. Kawa underneath. Daniek again, racking up, well, I suppose that's not really a disposal, but she's getting involved. Going through the middle was Kira Johns, the Tasmanian. Shout out to Kingborough. Abby Hewitt from the back. Just tips it into the spot, but it will be cleaned up at the back by Maloney into space.
First to it, head over the footy. Well done by the Kings, and it was Chesterfield, but just a little bit too much. Hornets have got all the answers at the moment. It's a nice work by Baird, arguably close to best on ground since the first break. Handles just inside the middle lane at the moment. Just footy slipping out. The umpire, non-officiating umpire, said holding the ball, so that's fair. There's that put the arm out, so that's the prior opportunity. Yep. Well explained by the umpire. Diving attempt there by the Hornets, trying to link up once again. But the answer's out here to Muir, just puts it on that right boot. Chesterfield's there as well. He's got a couple to contend with. And Wynn comes in to wrap up, and a strong tackle.
I think Kawa's foot might have gone out from under her just as Wynn was trying to complete the tackle.
Nice by Wynn. And we'll get a really good close look up here. Look at the two rucks. And Ledrum just on top in that ruck contest at the moment against Oliver. But Oliver's follow-up work isn't too bad. Still ground level. Kawa just trying to dish out of hands. Nice work by Evans. Just to get it on the right boot up towards Chesterfield. Just the distance. That was probably a lazy attempt at a disposal then. Wrapped up straight away. Nice work by Brown. And Chesterfield just makes it a double king tackle.
That tackle from Brown on McKenzie. I have a feeling we're still going to be calling Brown and McKenzie on each other in about a decade's time, Jeff. They won't leave. We might. As Lendrum, good body from Tees, and ends up with the possession anyway. Up towards centre half forward. Good punch from Williamson. Out towards Kawa. Chesterfield may have got her early. Play on Chelsea Wynn. She's been industrious. Gets it over the head of Howard. Good play at the back from Monaghan. Also back there was Dower. It's danger ball now coming in towards Miller in the middle. She was shut down. The Aspley Hornets have got the numbers in defence. They've worked very hard for that. And then Baird, Jilly on the spot. Comes through to Lingard. Good pressure from Muir. She's been very active as well. Knocks it inside to Brown. The hand pass ended up finding Muir. Mullins. Baird makes a rare mistake. We talked her up too much. Mullins out towards Daniek. Muir on her as well. Clever hand pass through. Baird, Daniek, Evans. We're calling the same names over and over again. Good tackle from McKenzie. Finally the free kick. Good work from Brie McKenzie.
I thought I was listening to a recording then. Stop, rewind, play.
The record skipped the groove.
McKenzie with the free on their halfback flank. Sends it up towards centre wing. Lingard was the intended, but well done by Blue, able to get the fist in at the right time. Plenty of numbers around this contest. A couple of Hornets just they could link up, but Evans just comes in and Blue with the toe pokes. Let's play a good old game of soccer at the moment, and just flirting with the boundary. They do. What wet weather does is it just brings everyone in, and it makes it a contested game. And I'm stating the obvious here, but it's tough to get a clean possession. And if you can be clean in these conditions, that can be the difference between being good and elite. And we haven't quite seen that elite just yet at the moment. Just a few 1, 2, sort of 3 grabs. Young's there, and that's not too bad from Young. They're trying to get it forward at the moment. Oliver's going to get it on that right boot, and that's all you need sometimes. Just a bit of a chaos ball inside forward 50. Couldn't quite take the grab then. Was Monaghan. Football's going to come back out. There's a couple of Hornets there, 3 of them. Now it's Vetter that's going to end up with a football. Just handballs back. Couple to link up with. Umpire says should be a Hornets ball, I think, and I believe that will be air. It's air now with the foot. He's got Williamson out wide. Needs to be pinpointed. It's not, because just lurking and in at the right time was Muir. Puts it on that right boot. And Kawa just there to intercept that possession. Just up and under, end over end football out towards Lingard, and Baird's there. And just while Baird's there, she's obviously had a fantastic second and third quarter, been a real key driver, a former league medalist out in the AFL Darling Downs women's competition. Maybe in the vote discussion at the moment for the Bond University QAFLW today.
Jeff Neumann never misses a chance to bring the Darling Downs into the discussion, and rightly so. Great nursery. Out to Young. Young on the right foot this time. Kicks it into space. being chased hard by Feta Hugic. Williamson tracking her. Good work from Williamson. Got the jersey, wins the free kick. She told me her legs are slowing down. I disagree. Williamson at left half back. Aspley with a 13-point lead. Goes into the centre. Tees. Oh, that was almost a brilliant mark. Just dropped it in the end. Air did well. Got it to Hung. Moore through the middle. Didn't get all of it. Johns chasing. Has Hargraves behind her. Johns does well. Tasmanian should be used to these conditions. Comes through. Air was tackled off. A good work from Ayla Fraser. She'll have the ball in the middle of the park.
Going into attack. They've got a player out wide and win if they wanted to go there. They don't. Go right up the corridor. The intent was Feta Hugic. Just trying to dance around a couple. Here go the Hornets. Linking up with 1, 2, 3 handballs. There's a couple around bed. Just missed that one. So now, here goes Muir. We're used to seeing Muirs with a lot of pace in this competition. Just over the back now. Just needs a clean possession from Howard. Off the ground, maybe the best option. Oliver comes in. Maybe high, maybe legs, something umpire. Play on. So football just pinballing around, just about 15 metres out from the Kings' goals. Wins there as well. Maybe in the back. Umpire circling. Says no.
I thought the contact was in the side. I'm pretty sure Taya Oliver did not mean to go over the top there, but I can guarantee you she enjoyed it.
Great call by the umpire to let it go. Fantastic umpiring. And we're going to have a repeat stoppage. And it's been red-hot footage, 13 points, 2 minutes and a bit of change left in this third quarter.
Aspley's defence in the first quarter, I felt every now and then they were ball watching. It hasn't happened since the first quarter. Some good ruck work. Feta Hugic just bumped off it. Aspley have the numbers, but Coorparoo have a couple of loose players in space if it can get through to them. Aspley's smart enough to make sure that didn't happen. Amy Dwyer in number 5 is circling. Yet another ball up. Aspley had it by themselves. That was Dower on that occasion. There's Young. Young versus Williamson. There's a couple of 100 games experience right there. Dower, Hewitt on top of the tackle, and a third consecutive ball up.
Oh, no. On top of the footy, umpire says, holding the ball.
My mistake. So Hewitt will clear the ball from left halfback.
Aspley under a little bit of siege here at the moment, trying to clear it out. It's a wet football. Conditions just starting to dry up, so we might have a dry footy come the fourth quarter. Umpire says in the back, so that's Aspley. Still enough time. Oh, sorry, it's Coorparoo. Yep. Even confused me. Young from 50. Not quite. It's going to send it to the hot spot. Just needs a player to fly. They need a clean grab. Hornets bring it to ground, trying to clear it out now. And that was Kawa doing a lot of work back there at the moment. Just trying to clear it once again, but it's all Kings at the moment. Sending it in. Was tease. Out towards Oliver's going to get around onto that right boot. Straightens. Tries to be laser-like, but it's just off. Bit of a right angle on that one. Or left angle.
She'll start to get those, Taya Oliver, very, very, very early in her football career. But a lot of athleticism. Williamson to clear from the back. The mark is dropped. No, beg your pardon. I apologise to Charlotte Mullins, who's had an excellent game so far, in my opinion. Over the top, Vetter. Nice little ball back inside to Air. But eventually the ball was kicked away into the arms of Maloney. Maloney looks right. Blue was looking the other way. Muir, who's probably been Coorparoo's best in this third quarter. Baird versus Blue. It's a weight mismatch, but the skill level's just about equal. Plenty of strength there from Phoebe Baird.
And that'll be all it wrote for the third quarter. An entertaining one indeed, Daniel, as Aspley just flexed their muscles ever so slightly. And it's a 13-point lead at the final change. Do you think the Hornets have done enough?
Done enough? No. No, they'll need to play like that again in the fourth quarter, but they've shown that they can do it. Fitness will be key now. Both sides have done a lot of work on their fitness over the off-season. The skill level, well, at the moment, Aspley's positioning is what is winning the day, but it may be that the fitness levels are what affect Aspley's ability to do that. If they can't keep up with Coorparoo's pace, that will allow the Kings back into the match.
Well, looking forward to watching the Coorparoo huddle very closely at this three-quarter time break. But it is currently Aspley leading 5-4-34 to Coorparoo 3-3-21. 20 minutes left in the opening round of the Bond University QAFLW. We'll have our final break, and we'll be right back right here on Clutch TV shortly. 13 points, what separates the two teams at the moment. It's the Aspley Hornets leading here at Graham Road over Coorparoo Kings. As Daniel alluded to earlier, these teams have played off in round one quite a lot, and it seems to be the Hornets with the upper hand continuing today as well. We do have a few players missing through COVID, and obviously it's still quite a large pandemic across the world. So shout out to all those that are at home watching, and hopefully it's that just takes your mind off whatever it might be. And of course the floods that's happened across Queensland, New South Wales as well. Our thoughts go out to everyone as the fourth quarter. We're underway here at Graham Road, and there's just an infringement to start things, and it's going to go Aspley's way. Not quite sure, but the Hornets now.
Against Hannah McLaughlin here on the near side, I feel.
So, through Lendrum. He's going to send it up towards centre half forward. They've got the numbers. Mullins is there. He's going to send it inside forward 50 with a barrel, just end over end towards the pocket. Blues there, nice and clean. Takes a little bit of grass, clears it out, sends it up towards Muir. Muir takes a nice little running one, keeps it in. Didn't really have to do too much then, but did. And it looked good from this far. And no doubt it looks good on Clutch TV, as does this player in Muller, who just loves to run and break the lines. Football now, nice smother. As Muller's followed up. He's going to send it inside forward 50. Needs to fly, does, creates a contest. Ground level ball. Just sort of fell over then, was Chesterfield. And the umpire just says, hey, let's have a stoppage. Early stages of this fourth quarter.
Callista Jane Shiner moved into the forward line. Coorparoo, Randazzo taking a leaf out of Taylor's book by moving a tall up forward. The Aspley defence holds on this occasion. Win inside to McLaughlin. McLaughlin onto the boost. Looks to be across the face. It will just be a minor. But that reduces it to an even 2-goal margin.
What was your tip before the game?
Coorparoo by 12.
Coorparoo, I had a kick in it. Can't remember who I tipped though.
You tipped Coorparoo as
did.
well.
I knew you'd remember.
No glory for you.
I knew you'd
Or
remember.
me.
Two straight in it. Baird doing some of the work across half-back at the moment. Kicked a goal in that third quarter. Trying to clear it out. Baird again. Just repeat efforts. Nice work by Wynn. Football's just out. Young was at the bottom of the pack just before. Head over the footy by the Kings. Looking to clear it out at the moment. Just sort of dropped it. The umpires let it play on. As, football, as we said, it's pretty hard to get a clean possession. Federhuggage just sends it up towards 25 out. Free kick, Coops. Kings are going to take this one. And it looks like Muller's just runs straight to the footy. So she looks like she might claim it, Daniel.
And that's Monaghan on the ground. But yeah, Muller was flying into that contest.
It's not though. It's not Muller's. Chesterfield, I think.
Beg your pardon. But there will be some time out of the game. No time added.
Chesterfield's a nice shot at goal. A nice kick at goal, I should say. Beg
your pardon. Sorry about that. She generally a good shot at goal as well. Had a hat-trick against Wilston Grange last year. And kicks a lot of goals at home, actually. But she's got a chance to add to her goal tally away today. Holly Monaghan back on her feet, which is good to see. Bit of a hobble. She is an important part of the Aspley backline, though.
So from directly in front, Chesterfield. Very good set shot normally. Have to kick it from about 30, 35. Just a little bit of a jig and a shimmy. Bit of a two-step. Looks pretty good off the boot. And that's exactly what Coorparoo needed. They've got another, and it's one kick in it.
There's every chance Chelsea Chesterfield, another Lions Academy graduate, she could get a few this year. I mean, 20 was the number of goals you needed to win the leading goal kicker award last year. I'm not saying she's got 20 goals in her, but I mean, she could easily have a 15-goal season, Chelsea Chesterfield, and it's her work to get into the goal-scoring positions as well. She's obviously too short to be your target full forward, but no, she's got a lot of goals in her as Holly Monaghan comes off the field looking worse for wear.
It's one player short then. Tees in the middle, Ledrum as well. Now they clear it. Nice work, and that's through Mullins. Kicked up towards Hewitt. Now tracking that football was hung. Coorparoo there just to mop up through Hargraves, who received the handball. Kicks out towards, that is Muir. It's been lively on the outside today. Just kick up towards Young. Just playing a bit of possession. Misses the target, but Muller was the intended. It's going to put it out in front. Need to take that first one cleanly. Put herself under a little bit of pressure around the corner. Nice body work early by Feta Hugic.
She's done well as a tall forward today, Feta Hugic. I haven't seen her in that role before. Named on the wing, but certainly played higher than that. Saw a target she liked inside. Undercooked the kick. Shiner. Shiner in a lot of space. No one's come to her. Chelsea Wynn knocked out of her hand. Shiner again. Shiner onto the boot. And the mark's taken in the hole. That is Chesterfield, I believe. And she will have a chance to double her goal tally and level the scores for the Kings.
Feels like we're on buddy watch.
Chelsea Chesterfield. 1 goal a moment ago. Another goal now. The scores are level at Graham Road. This is round 1 of the Bond University QAFLW. Possibly a Xena Sports Impact Player of the Week there as well. The body language from Coorparoo at 3/4 time did not look positive. They, I think they were trying to look as though they had intent, but to me it was a little bit downcast. Hasn't translated that way.
Yeah, they were very, I don't know if I want to use the word disengaged, but they're just very calm, very chilled about it all, real relaxed. Maybe that's Coach Beck's way about going about it, but it's one that they've come out and through Chesterfield have gone bang, bang. Now scores a level. 15 minutes to play in this opening round fixture at Graham Road. An exciting start to the Bond University QAFLW. Young from the ground gives a handball to Miller. Miller sends it just inside forward 50. Was pushed as she kicked, so it's gone out a little bit wide. Further Huggage just pushed as she tried to take possession. And we're going to have a stoppage right where the arc meets the boundary. As there's a nice little crowd in here at Graham Road this afternoon. It's a beautiful venue at the Aspley Hornets. The field is looking immaculate, by the way, considering the conditions we've had in southeast Queensland over the last couple of months. It's
certainly been irrigated lately.
Definitely. And the rain has stopped. It's a nice cool breeze, 23, 24 degrees. The old heave-ho from the umpire. Front position by Tees. To advantage, just trying to get it out. Here's Macy Brown now. Football just up towards one of the leading forwards in the Kings. Can't quite take it. Just comes out. Nice work by Hewitt. Just spilling out the back. Hornets just absolutely under siege, trying to lock it in, and they can. And that's actually probably a win for the Kings, Daniel.
100%. Joe Miller on the ground doing plenty of work. Abby Hewitt tied it up. Feta Hugic in the contest with Dower. Hewitt will clear. She's been a bit quieter in the last couple of quarters. Meg Muir, I'd call her close to Coorparoo's best today. But it's Aspley who are able to clear on this occasion. It is heading towards the boundary line. Hung in pursuit, and it does a nice little turn for her, so she gets a chance to pick it up. Look at that strength. Back inside, the hand pass wasn't great, but she was held off. Sorry, the recipient was held off the ball. Free kick to Hung, rather.
Hung now. What can they do? Scores level. Kings are able to go bang, bang. Maloney just sat there, dropped through the breadbasket, was handballing out towards Muir. Muir's got a bit of pressure, just needs to pick it up cleanly. Boundary might be there. Lucky the umpire was just probably in the wrong position then. Couldn't quite see that. As you can just see, Meg Muir just, I got away. I got away with that one. And I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. So here we go. It's front half now for Aspley. Love seeing smiles on the players' faces, Daniel, as nice boundary throw-in just over the back. Hewitt just missed that one, but it's in the hands of Kawa now. Just slippery footy still. And non-officiating umpire says a little bit too high. So it's going Coorparoo's way into attack.
Miller. First game for Coorparoo. Not strong enough for Muir. Muir does well to run around Baird.
Oh.
Beautiful kick into Young. Beautifully weighted. Young well positioned. Got the lead. Took a step, but was able to clear McNiven. Low driving kick. Not able to be held by Miller. Well done by Hewitt at the back. It's continuous footy at the moment. Feta Hugic. In space is Howard. Howard not able to hold on. On the outside of the boot, it's going to need plenty to go right to get this. And it's rushed through for a minus score. That's enough to give the Kings the lead for the first time in a long time.
Momentum Kings. Advantage Kings, I should say, as well. All going their way at the moment. So it's up to the home team. The visitors putting their best foot forward at the moment. Williamson takes as far as possible. Puts it up towards the centre square. Danny Axis says, let's get it forward. The old goalkeeper in Bosco's back there at the moment. Handballs out towards Hargraves. Hargraves trying to link up with Dwyer. They've been able to get it there. Nice work by Campbell, though. Hong's there as well. Plenty of Kings, plenty of Hornets. And that's not a bad effort from both teams. They'll both be happy with that little win.
As the Hornets were just able to keep nudging it forward on their own counter. Lendrum tapped to Hewitt. Young possibly went slightly early, but it wasn't a free kick and wasn't called that way. Lots of players overrunning it, but Young sweeps round again. The game IQ on show. Hung has been brilliant on debut today. That is a beautiful looking torpedo, but is absolutely no good in terms of advancing up the field. Blue in a battle with Daniek. And it will, quite rightly, Daniek just a bit over enthusiastic there. Blue has the free kick at left halfback.
10 minutes left, halfway point of this final quarter. Nice intercept possession there from Lendrum, who's had a good game today. Had a good game. Campbell just got rid of her Bosco in the background. As now we're inside forward 50. Daniak in front of the old clubhouse, looking to do something. Oh, that's a Xena Sports impact moment. There's 2 Kings down. Hornets need to do something here, but it's the experienced Young who's there just to clean things up. Cool, calm, composed. Puts it out towards the halfback flank. Muller tried to zag when she should have zigged. Now here go the Hornets, trying to send it through Hong up towards the dangerous spot. Hargraves v. Daniak. Football just comes out now. Mackenzie, Bairds there as well. Mackenzie needed to get it out. Hargraves, plenty around the football at the moment. Lingard hitting it hard. Just dishing off the ground. Hargraves tackled. Plenty of Kings trying to just clear it out of there. Was Evans out towards the boundary, and that's a win for Coorparoo. They're able to take a big deep breath because they were under the pump then.
I've generally been happy with the umpiring today, but there were, I think, 2 kicks there that I thought could have been called in danger. And particularly in wet conditions, I think you've got to encourage the players to actually bend down and pick the ball up. A minor quibble, though, and, we take the umpires seriously because we respect them. And it has been called deliberate, so the free kick will go to Hewitt on the far side. Looking into the hole, it fell short, a spectacular defensive effort. But it fell to Mackenzie. Mackenzie in towards the goal square. It won't roll through the goal initially, and some excellent sweeping at the back from Muller. She's been wonderful on debut for Coorparoo today. Again, loose ball at the back. No one able to get their hands on it. Johns was in the vicinity, couldn't get there. And this time, kicking in danger has been called. Aspley with a shot, and Abby Hewitt already with a goal today, I would say within range.
Daniel asks for the free kick, and he receives.
It's Hetty having this much power, I'm telling you now.
It's
not about me. Abby Hewitt.
I can feel it. I need to sit down on the box.
Abby Hewitt, rising star from last year, very industrious today. Clearly a wonderful addition to this Aspley side as they seek their first ever finals appearance in the Bond University QAFLW. And the best way to get that is by scoring goals. I built it up for you, Abby. Minus score, scores level again. I'm not ruling out the draw.
Blue's been sensational today. Kicking duties in the latter stages, put it in the most experienced hands possible. Blue's a little bit indecisive here because there's not much happening in front. Not much at all. So Blue just decides, you know what, let's get it out there. And Evans has got a lot to do. And Evans does a lot. 1 between 2, able to sneak through. Kicking up towards the outer wing. Oh, just coming straight out. That was Feta Huggage. Has plenty of numbers around the contest at the moment. Trying to get it out. Just pleading to the umpire. I'm trying.
Megan Evans is underrated. She's been around a long time. She was playing grand finals for Coorparoo, I'm pretty sure 2013. The very first one that Coorparoo won. The one with the Emma Zilke just before the final siren goal. But a wonderful mark on that occasion. Aspley still on the attack, but it's Evans who got it forward to Oliver. Going forward by inches, but Oliver just couldn't get the body twisted round far enough. Out on the full. And it will be Mullins on the eastern side of the ground. As she's moved back into position. No, you can't have that angle, Charlie. You have to have this one. Looking into centre half forward. Hung just dropped the mark. She's going to start taking those this season. You can see it. Into the hole. Fumbling around. McNiven nearly had an opportunity. Clean possessions at a premium. Coorparoo with numbers around the ball at the moment. Hargraves does well. Just tries to chip it out of there. Was heading towards Young. Hewitt again. It's further out. The ball will be a little slippery. It's more than midway through the fourth quarter. I thought she was going to back herself. Chips it in. Campbell dropped it. But Coorparoo unable to clear with a brilliant tackle from Campbell.
There's your Xena Sports. That's a great tackle.
Take it away, Jeff. Michaela Campbell. Hat-trick looming.
Second and third efforts for the day. Sensational. Absolutely sensational. It might be a Xena Sports moment of the week. Campbell has not one, but 2 sausage rolls so far. This might just be the sauce they're looking for. Campbell from 40. Gives it all she's got. But Blue's there just to mark it on the line. Thanks a lot, Blue. Nice goal. Scores a level. Blue now clears it. Out towards Tees. That's the intended. Plenty of Hornets there just to try and mop it up. And mop it up they do. Kotatis sends it inside forward 50. Numbers around. The skipper in Daniak. Up and under. Young v Campbell. Young wins out so far. Campbell in the back. Young free. Well done by the experienced Young. Just in front in that contest, Daniel.
Good umpiring as well, but you're right. Young's body positioning was sensational. As Muller has it in the left back pocket. And of course, Blue taking a mark on the goal line with the slippery ball. We probably didn't build that up enough before. T's crashing through. She won't give up. Through the bottom is Dwyer. She's been good on debut. Just had the radar off on that occasion. Shouldn't be called deliberate. She just didn't realise which direction she was facing. It will be a boundary throw-in.
35 apiece, 5-5 each. 4 minutes left. The game couldn't be more evenly poised than it is right now. We're just about centre wing. This contest could go any way, and I just saw the experienced Blue come off for a breather. She was absolutely blowing then. So, the Kings, without Blue, their defensive wall. Vetter's at the bottom of that pack, just trying to get that footy through to Lanigan. Held up in the tackle, though, trying her best. Saying umpire, and agrees.
Tees had just come back onto the field. She's a ruck, but her work around the field, she's a modern ruck. She rucks, she roves, she does the lot. Lendrum, she's tapped well today. Evans stole it. Evans over the top looking for Chesterfield. Williamson is back there. The body positioning of Williamson was good. Ended up as a 2-on-1 with Lingard. And then Feta Hugic crashed in. She's been very good up forward. Win, brought to ground by Williamson. Brilliant play both sides. It's going to be a ball up with Coorparoo on the attack. Remember, scores are level. Any score will do.
3 minutes left in this contest. Forward 50 for the Kings. Lingard in the ruck. Nice hit out. Down Brown's there, though, to read it first. Just trying to handball through. It was sort of a nothing-type handball. Here's Williamson. And it's a throw. So it's going to go Coorparoo's way. It's in the hands of Young. It's not so young. Very experienced. The veteran. The skipper. Returns to the Bond University QAFLW. Footy's in her hand. Sends it long to the pocket. Sort of a build-up with nothing. Feta Hugic comes at it. Just out the back now to Muller. Muller on the right boot. That's going to bring Snow down with it. Both players go up at the footy. Just at the top of the goal square at the moment. King circling. King circling. On the left. It's a minor. That might do.
2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Crozier went for the punch in defence, and I wasn't sure whether she should have got the hands around that one. Maybe she got a call from a teammate. As Williamson runs an acre. Thumps it, but it's into a Coorparoo-dominated pack. The hand from Hung was just able to get it over. Hargraves finds Young on the left. She's positioned herself wide and is directing traffic. That is a late contact against Lanigan, and it will be called as a downtown free kick on the 50.
So Young's going to go down and take it. I'm not sure that's actually possible, but Coorparoo will have the footy. It's with Wynn. Impact at the scoreboard with a minor today. He's going to send it towards the top of the goal square, but in those flashy boots was Vetter. Just dropped that footy. Going through the pack then was Chesterfield. Hornets able to clear it though. Up over the top. There's plenty of numbers around this contest. Aspley with a chance. There's only 1:20 left in this contest. Keeping it in. That's good by the Kings, but the Hornets probably want to keep going. Just need to get around this contest. Blues on there, and it's out on the full. Hornets need this football quickly.
65 seconds.
Baird with the footy. They just need to go. Get moving. Up towards centre wing. Kings clear it. Here's the skipper. Daniak. Someone just needs to get it on the boot. Centre wing now. Forward half. Blue should have marked when she elected to spoil. Football just pinballing around at the moment, Daniel, on the top of the contest, and that's not bad. The Kings will be happy with that, and they might just slow things down.
Laura Blue putting her body on the line with the game on the line. I'm impressed but not surprised. Tees versus Lendrum. Falls back to Katardis, unclean hands through McNiven. There's a few tired bodies out there. Might only be round one. Young went for distance, barely got the boot. Hewitt, beautiful tackle from Chelsea Wynn. 16 seconds remaining. Chelsea Wynn may have done enough.
Just Sally Young getting a few experienced touches late in this quarter. Just been absolutely sensational. Rucks go back at it. Lingard's been great today. Hornets just trying to crash their way through. It's just going to be held up. And it's not a bad effort by the Kings as they win in a thriller in the opening round of the Bond University QAFLW. They come from nowhere. 2 goals to Chesterfield, and the Kings on the road will be very happy.
We've just witnessed a round one classic. You're not supposed to get games that good when they haven't played for 9 months. But some absolute superstars on the field, and as you saw, a lot of the players who had put in through the match again stood up at the very end. Meg Muir was tireless all day. Laura Blue never stopped trying. Sally Young, as you saw, gave it everything she had. Isla Feta-Hugic up front. And for Aspley's side, we saw Courtney Daniak getting very involved in the last couple of minutes. We saw Phoebe Baird trying hard. We saw defenders like Williamson, Lilu Hung on debut, so young, so talented. A 1-point loss to start the season. To be honest, it didn't deserve to be a blowout. A draw would have been fitting, but I think a 1-point win and a game that everyone will remember. It almost seems unjust that you get 4 competition points for a 1-point win, but congratulations to Coorparoo, who held their nerve in very difficult circumstances. They were the Kings of the comeback last year, and they've done it again in round 1 in 2022.
You summarised that perfectly. What a contest, what a game. Great to be able to call this on the new home of the Bond University QAFLW Clutch TV. And I think your Xena Sports moment of the week is Chelsea Chesterfield's 2 goals in that last quarter just to get them over the line. And you'd be very happy if you Coorparoo an away win to open your season. They record the 4 premiership points. What a game. Thanks for joining us here on the new home of the Bond University QAFLW Clutch TV, and also to our new production partner, Double Take. It was a thrilling battle, but in the end, it was the Coorparoo Kings by 1 point.